Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a fan reaction video for the Dallas Cowboys here on the Shots Fired Podcast DFW. We're on a Victory Friday.
Let's go.
Phenomenal offensive performance. Not so much the defense, but we'll get into that here in a second. We'll also be going over, is Dak a legitimate MVP candidate? So let's get right into it, bro. Julio, what you think about that game yesterday, fam?
Bro, what can I say? It was a very nail-biting game. Kept me on the edge of my seat. Of course, there was plenty of times where I was cussing at the screen. There was other times where I was, hooping and hollering like I'm sure a bunch of us Cowboy fans were. But for the most part, I think the one thing that I took away from the game that I loved the most was the resiliency of our offense. To see Dak, of all people, to see him have so much passion while he was playing, the amount of emotion that you got to see from him, not only from him, Jake Ferguson also showed a little fire, which really surprised me. I think Jake Ferguson is officially now almost one of my favorite players on the offense as far as Dallas goes, because he had that little, like Zach talked about in the post-game conference, he has that swag to him. He has that fire. He has that, he wants to win. And that, I think that you saw that from a ton of different Cowboy players yesterday, from Dak to CD to Jake, Brandin Cooks catching an awesome catch in the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, the offense was, again, you just said it earlier, the offense was firing on all cylinders. They looked phenomenal. And I think that if they can keep that kind of fire lit underneath them, there's no stopping these guys. I hate to be that guy, even though I am that guy, because I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. To me, if they keep up the type of play that they're playing at, the level of play that they're playing at right now, bro, it's going to be very, very difficult to stop our Dallas Cowboys. That's for damn sure. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, brother. CeeDee Lamb, as I called him in previous years, now he's really CeeDee Lamb. Continuing to make big plays, continuing to show he's a number one wide receiver. Big Ferg out here. He's starting to show his athleticism. He's starting to show that maybe he can be borderline Kelsey Kittle type.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying he's there, but I'm just saying like he's showing glimpses and flashes of it.
Oh, yeah.
Brandin Cooks, man, I think he had like 4 catches for 40 yards, something like that.
Cooking.
But they're drive extenders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's just continuing to make crucial catches, which I love. The defense left a lot to be desired. I think the offense, here's the other thing, bro. The offense left points on the field.
Oh, yeah.
We put up 41
sure.
and we left points on the field.
For sure.
I mean, Dak was feeling it so much that he threw one. I mean, he threaded the needle.
That dot, you're talking about that dot.
Just caught the damn ball, bro. That would have been the highlight of the freaking year, dog.
That would have been the game, bro. That touchdown would have sealed it completely. If he would have caught that pass, and I know which play you're talking about because he was between, I think, 3 defenders.
Something like that.
I saw 3 defenders. Yeah, bro. It hit his hands and went right through it. I was like, if he would have caught that, bro, it would have been, that's game over. That's it. That's it.
Clock management at the end of the game, I wasn't a big fan of. I like Mike McCarthy's aggression.
Oh yeah.
But the clock management, like T said in the group chat, like run the ball, make them spend their timeouts, and let's get out of here. You know, worst case scenario, they got like a minute to drive. You know, something like that. But nah, we're trying to get a little too cute with it.
I'm on the fence about that because part of me, yes, I think that's the old style of thinking. That's the old mentality that we had before, was pounding the rock, making sure we use up all the time, not giving the opposing team an opportunity to get back on the field to see if they can do something with it. But for me right now, I think with the culture and the system that we've put in place, especially after the bye week, you know, I think we talked about it off camera, was, you know, things didn't change until after the San Francisco game, after the pretty much the beginning of our season. Once we came back from the bye week, the whole scheme changed, the mindset changed, the culture changed, all that changed. And so for me to see them be more aggressive, I like it in the fact that we are putting our foot to the pedal and we are not taking our foot off the gas whatsoever. And I love that. I love the fact that it shows, to me at least, it shows that our offense has enough confidence, our team has enough confidence in our defense to make a crucial stop when they need to make it. Even though our team was getting burned yesterday very severely in the pass and in the run, you know, and on both ends on the defensive side, but they came up when we needed it. Yeah. I think one of the
Jordan Lewis,
bro,
2 crucial 4th down stops. I'm like, okay, Jordan Lewis, like,
and it was one of those things where I think I heard in one of the post conference talks with Dak, where somebody had asked him that they heard that he went over after they made that drive, of course, and they made that scoring drive, that he walked over to the defensive bench and he was like, you know, the defense said that you had a couple of choice words for them before they got back out on the field. And he was like, yeah, I think it was something to the effect of go win the effing game. You've done it all. We practice it all the time. Iron sharpens iron. We're always playing ones against ones. You know, to me, it just seemed that their mindset right now to have confidence in the offense and to have confidence in the defense, the opposing sides to have confidence within each other. I think that the chemistry is growing so tight, that bond is growing so tight that it's one of those things that, all right, we did what we needed to do. Now you need to go out there and do what you always do in practice. Show me the things that you always show me. I know that you can make this stop. I know that you can make this keep this drive from going anywhere. So let's go out there and perform and do what we do best. So
yeah, man, I think he told him turn the F up.
Yeah.
And Micah was like, oh man, my quarterback made me blush, like the way he was talking. But that's what this team, you haven't really seen that with this team. You haven't seen nobody on the sideline like getting in somebody's behind, like, hey, bro, we need to make this happen. And so a game like this is a game in previous years, I feel like the Cowboys would have lost, like close games. I like the look of this offense. Something else you would hear in the past was, well, yeah, Dak's gonna play hard when they're winning, but he can't do nothing when they fall behind. This is the first time I think they said all season where we actually trailed at home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you got to see Dak play against some adversity, play from behind, and go out there and say, damn it, we're not going to be the same old Cowboys. We're putting our foot down and we're going to win this game. Yeah, I love that. We need that, especially going up against Philly this week. We gotta have it. We gotta have it. But speaking of Dak, bro, like we know Dak played phenomenal. We know that he's balling out of his mind right now.
Yep.
I know we had some stats that we wanted to go ahead and pull up, just because, you know, the talk now, as you stated, you know, I'm looking at my TikToks and I'm looking at the talking heads and blah, blah, blah. Is Dak a legitimate MVP? We'll show you these stats and you can determine for yourself. You know, it's always been Dak's not clutch. Dak's not a leader. Dak can't win when it matters. They can't be they can't beat a team with a winning record. First is you can't beat a team with a winning record.
Yep.
Then we beat a team with a winning record, and it was, but they weren't a good team with a winning record. It's like, fam, you can't keep moving it.
Yeah, the needle is always being moved, and that was the thing that's, I know it's a frustration for diehard Cowboy fans, especially because, of course, we hold our team to such a high esteem. We already know what we hold them to, what we hold them accountable to, and then to hear the talking heads, one week say, oh, well, unless you show that you can beat this person or you can beat this team. Right. Now the conversation is so much to where it's like, well, they didn't beat San Francisco. They didn't beat the Eagles. So are they legitimate? Did they actually do anything? Right. Did they show anything? And I'm like, bro, first you say that it's, oh, we haven't beat a winning team. We just beat a team that had a winning record. And then you want to call that team, oh, well, you're beating tomato cans. You're not beating real teams. So again, that's neither here nor there.
Shady McCoy kind of dropped it today. Well, I want to see him beat the Eagles at Philly because he knows what's coming next week, fam.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely knows the ass whooping that's coming next week. But Julio, let's go through some of these stats, fam, to just kind of determine Dak's rank amongst his peers in the NFL this year. Okay.
Okay.
When you think of top quarterbacks, let me ask you, give me your top three that you think, oh, those guys are going to be good.
Okay.
Just you're asking me. I don't want nothing but your opinion. Give me your top three right now.
Top three quarterbacks right now in the league. I'm gonna have to go with our quarterback, Dak Prescott, because he's been playing again. Everybody's been talking about it. He's been playing out of his mind. Great football the last 8 games, I believe. So for me, Dak is up there right now. I would say, given respect where respect is due, Patty Mahomes. Even though he's not doing, even though their season hasn't been that great, they've had some close calls here and there. Pat Mahomes is still Pat Mahomes. He's a 2-time winning Super Bowl champ, so I can't take anything away from the guy.
Nope.
And even though I hate to say it, I hate to say it so much, it's even gonna hurt to say it, but the one guy that has the best record in the season right now, which is Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
He hasn't.
I think Jalen Hurts right now is a consensus MVP.
Yeah, he is. But for me, the only thing that's keeping him in that conversation for me is just his record right now.
Yeah.
We still have yet to see what's going to happen with the remainder part of the season, but I have to mention him only because of the record that they hold right now. They've only lost 1 game, and it's one of those things to where when he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's completely off. But those would be my top 3 right now as far as quarterbacks in the league.
Okay. And I think I agree with you, brother. I think I would go, I might throw Brock Purdy in there somewhere. Just because San Francisco's looking nice. And the way he started before they kind of tumbled a little bit. But we'll pull up these stats here. We'll see what Dak's got going on. Right now, Dak has 3,234 yards on the season.
Yep.
26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions with a QBR of 75.5 is what ESPN has him at. The yards, I would say, not just outlandish. Touchdown to interceptions, I like that. And the QBR, we'll see where that gets us. But just kind of looking at the numbers, not bad for where we are right now.
Yep.
But we'll see. Let's go to Pro Football Reference, and we'll just kind of see what some of the important quarterback stats kind of indicate. So right now I showed that we're highlighted completion percentage, and completion percentage has Brock Purdy 1, Dak right behind him, Tua right behind Dak, Kirk Cousins, who was hurt, is still up there. He was doing all right.
Yes, he was.
Jalen's at number 10 for completion percentage. So still not bad. Where's Patty Mahomes at on this list?
Number 8.
Okay. So we're looking at Purdy 1, Mahomes 8, Hurts 10, and Dak number 2. Not bad. Let's go to yards. Let's see what we're looking at yards wise. Yards wise, we have Dak at number 3. All right, at 3,234. Patty Mahomes at 8 with 2,917. Now you also got to keep in mind Patty Mahomes doesn't really have a phenomenal wide receiver this year.
No, he doesn't.
So the fact that he's at number 8 with that squad, big props to Patty Mahomes. Brock Purdy right behind him at number 9. And we're looking at Jalen Hurts at 12.
Yep.
So the guys that we brought up, they're pretty. They're a significant pace behind where Dak's at right now. But one big game, and they'll be right there in contention. Let's go to touchdowns. Dak Prescott is number one.
Number 1.
With 26. We got Patty Mahomes at 21. We've got Brock Purdy at 8. Patty Mahomes at 4. Purdy at 8. And we've got Jalen Hurts at 12. I keep seeing Jalen
at 12.
And he's top 10 to 15. But keep in mind, he's the consensus for the most part right now, MVP. I'm not seeing a lot of MVP numbers right now. Okay, let's go on to touchdown percentage. Dak is number 1 with Russ, Danger Russ. Brock Purdy's number 3. Patrick Mahomes is number 8. Jalen Hurts is where Jalen Hurts has been, number 11. Okay, let's go to INTs. Now you don't want to be the leader here, obviously.
No.
So let's see where our candidates for MVP rank. Patrick Mahomes at number 8 with 9. Jalen
Hurts number 6.
At number 6, fam, with 10.
Bro.
Now he's tied with a couple people at 10 there, Let's see who else we got. Where's Brock Purdy at?
Brock Purdy is
number 20. He's number 20 with 6. And Dak Prescott is
19.
Number 19 with 6. So Purdy and Dak, I'm seeing are pretty close on a lot of these categories.
Yep.
Let's see. We'll go with, to me, this is the big one, is QBR. Because that takes everything into consideration. It takes the way you're playing, your opponents. It takes all the metrics in, and it says, okay, this is where we're going to rank you. And who do we see at number 1?
Rain
kind of bad.
Dakota Prescott.
You're at 75.5. Brock Purdy is right behind him at 75.2. Mahomes is 4 at 70.5. Jalen Hurts is 7 at 63.3. Does Jalen Hurts have turnovers in his DNA? Because he's damn near close to the top with turnovers, and that was the big storyline last year was turnovers being in Dak's DNA. But this year Dak's not throwing picks, so I don't hear nobody talking about other quarterbacks throwing picks. Did nobody else throw interceptions this year? Or?
I mean, from what I can see, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can't write it up any better than what we're showing right now. I mean,
numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie.
Numbers never lie. So if you want to go based off of stats, and again, that's where the talking heads come into play, right? Because we always talking about how, even if Dak has a clean game, even if he has the best game of the week, it always comes back to, well, look at who they played. Look at he hasn't shown consistency. He hasn't shown resiliency. He hasn't shown, what it takes to be an MVP candidate. But at the same time, when you look at the numbers, you just said it, numbers don't lie. So we're looking at several things here, several columns of data and information, and we get Jalen Hurts averaging around 11 to 12 spot.
Somewhere
you got
in there.
Patty Mahomes averaging anywhere between 4 and 8.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the guy that we picked, or that at least that I picked as my number one quarterback right now in the NFL, which would be Dak Prescott, just because of the way that he's been playing. I mean, the guy's up there. And yet when it comes to, why would he be even considered as an MVP candidate? What have they shown? What have they proved? And again, it goes back to the accolades of what you put on these guys from their past. Right. Yes, Patrick Mahomes has won 2 Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts has won 1 Super Bowl, and he was the MVP, I think, last year or the year before. So, I mean, yes, they have the attributes that they've gotten for that, and people still hold them to such a high esteem that, that's a way better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the numbers this year, right now, technically, there is not a better quarterback in the league better than Dak Prescott. No other quarterback. I'm sorry.
You can't manipulate these numbers. The only way these numbers are affected is by the quarterback's play. Let's even look at something like yards per game. It's a couple over right there. Yards gained over. Nope.
That says yards gained per pass attempt.
Other way. Keep going. Over. Right there.
CJ Stroud at the top.
I mean, the guy's balling out of his mind. He's throwing damn near 300 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Dak Prescott at 6 at 270, basically. Mahomes at 8 at 265. Brock Purdy at 9 at 261. And Jalen Hurts at 13. Surprise, at 245.
Yeah.
Now Jalen Hurts has, I think, 11 rushing touchdowns, something like that. But I think 8 of those are like 1-yard touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can't manipulate the numbers, but they're hidden numbers. You know what I'm saying? As far as that goes. But like I said, I feel like Dak he's continuing to make his case as to why he deserves more respect than what he's ever gotten in the league. And like he said, these haters can say what they want, but I'm the one with the pen and the paper, and I'm writing the story.
Yep, I love that.
So keep writing that story, Dak. We'll keep reading it.
Hell yeah.
And Bart Scott said the only thing you haven't been able to do is write a happy ending. We'll see. You keep doing what you're doing, and we'll be competitive. We'll be in the mix, and as long as everybody else plays like you're playing, I feel good about this team.
Oh yeah.
So Julio, man, with that being said, I appreciate you taking the time tonight to record with me. And
always.
I feel like it's just up from here.
Oh yeah.
Big game Sunday with the Niners and the Eagles.
Game to watch.
If the Niners pull one out, now we're looking at the Eagles like, get your ass over here to Dallas. And that's going to be a big one next week. So no excuse. If the 49ers win this weekend, no excuses, Philly, when y'all come to Dallas. And if Philly manages to win, hats off to them. But if Dallas wins, I don't want to hear no bull jive about home field.
Facts.
Y'all can't win on the road.
Facts.
Can't beat a winning team, a winning record team. I don't want to hear none of that. So keep that same energy. And you know what? If we stumble and we don't win next week, hey, What can you do? But if we win, I bet not hear nobody talking
Bet not.
no shit about my Cowboys not being able to beat a good team. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a good weekend. Peace.
Peace.